This year's Black and Gold Standard Award recipient is a woman who truly sets the standard for others to follow in her devotion to serving humanity and in her lifelong commitment to and love for Alabama State University. A 1941 graduate of Alabama State Teachers College, Thelma McWilliams Glass's association with ASU can be marked by the administrators under which she served.
Every president from H. Council Trenholm to the present day, to Harris.
It was Trenholm who hired both Glass and her husband Arthur to teach at the college. Glass was a geography professor at her alma mater when the winds of change began to stir in Montgomery. Glass was a member of a group called the Women's Political Council, founded by Mary Fair Burks to deal with social empowerment issues. Glass was a council leader when Rosa Parks' arrest sparked the historic boycott of the Montgomery transit system. Glass says many of the council members who helped mobilize the effort to notify residents about the boycott worked at Alabama State College.
The boycott was Alabama State University. When you go back to all of the beginnings, most of the teachers, in helping everything. There's just no way that Alabama State wasn't in there.
Glass also testified in the historic Browder v. Gale, which was filed on behalf of a group of women who had been mistreated by the Montgomery bus system prior to Parks' arrest. Glass was one of the key witnesses whose testimony convinced the court to rule that the segregation of Montgomery buses was unconstitutional. While Glass's place in history is laudable, she receives equal praise for her work in the classroom. Her students have fond memories of her as a teacher.
She taught geography, and she really instilled in me an appreciation of geography. She was some kind of a dynamic teacher.
Ms. Thelma Glass was an outstanding faculty member here on the campus of Alabama State University. All the students just loved Mrs. Glass. They loved to be in her class. She made them feel like they were welcome, but she also made it very interesting. It was not a boring class. So everybody loved her on the campus here when she was here on the faculty. Along with that, she was also very active in the community. She was a member of the Women's Political Council, and she always was for social justice, social change, and she worked very hard in the community. As a matter of fact, she's still working today to try to make a difference in this community. Along with that, she also welcomed the visitors to St. John's AME Church, which I happen to be a member, and she made everybody feel welcome.
For Glass, teaching was her greatest passion.
Teaching has given me the greatest satisfaction. And yet there are hundreds of things to be done still.
Because of her love for teaching and her concern for students who have trouble paying for college, Glass is a long-time and committed donor to ASU's Trust for Educational Excellence. Glass has received numerous honors for her community work with the Cleveland Avenue YMCA, the March of Dimes, and the Montgomery Area Council on Aging. She has also received honors from her church, St. John African Methodist Episcopal Church, her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, from the Links Incorporated, from the Alabama Legislature, and most recently from the City of Montgomery, as well as from other state and national organizations. Glass says one of her greatest moments came in 1981, when the auditorium in G.W. Trenholm Hall was named in her honor.
I never had any time to think about me as a person and that kind of thing. I always wanted to do something for somebody else and to make it a better world.
Alabama State University proudly honors Mrs. Thelma McWilliams Glass as the 2011 Black and Gold Standard Award recipient.